Welcome to today, which is day 6, and this is all about conformity. Also looking at confidence and self-worth. So welcome, lovely to have you all here again. This is a live recording, so as I say, anything can happen, but let's hope it's all positive. So I'm Caroline, I'm from For Positive Growth. I help you be at your best. So I'm a coach, a life coach. I also do team coaching and a wonderful group coaching program called Mensana. But let's talk about what we're going to look at today, which is conformity and whose voice matters most. So, conformity, I don't know whether you've ever thought about this, what it is, or whether the word resonates with you, but conformity is often conforming to social influences or social norms. So whatever society is doing around you, whatever you believe you ought to or should be doing and that everyone else is doing. So the question is, why do we do this? Well, this is a very powerful subject because it's probably the biggest subject there is in general psychology. So it's called social influence. And conformity is a fear often of rejection, a fear of being left out and being different. So we're very social animals. We want to fit in, we want to be part of a group and of society. And therefore we so often adapt our behaviours and our beliefs and our choices and our actions to fit in with the group, just so as we don't stick out and we're not ostracized outside the group. But the question is, what impact is that having on us? Although we're wanting to fit in, how happy are we really when we're living out perhaps someone else's lives, someone else's belief and someone else's values? So, whose voice is it most important to listen to? Is it other people's voices, values and opinions, or is it your own? So conformity, it's a type of social influence. It's quite complex, but at least understanding it, which is why these sessions, these 12 minutes in themselves, just stopping to think for a minute, how am I conforming? What am I doing that I think I ought to do and I should do, but actually isn't in line with what I believe? So, what does that leave us with? It leaves us with conflict inside ourselves if we're not doing things that are in line with what we really believe. And that's a really important point, actually, is what do you really believe? What's most important to us? So the other day we talked about, I think it was day 2, we talked about motivation and commitment. And you might remember that we talked about values and how important knowing your values or understanding them. So what's most important to you in life is really critical in helping you gain maximum motivation and commitment to anything in life, including your goals. Because if you're trying to do something that isn't in line with your values and what's truly important to you, you tend to be disinterested, lose motivation, lose focus and commitment. So we can think about the same thing today when we think about conformity. So if what we're doing in life is conforming to other people's values, wishes and beliefs, it's unsurprising that we lack motivation, happiness and interest to do some things in life, because actually we're doing what others want to do rather than what we want to do. So I've just said it's really important then to work on what your values are, and maybe you've never even thought about that. What is really, really important to me? Equally, what are your true beliefs? What do I believe truly inside myself? So those things are really important to work on, to be able to voice your own voice, to speak from your own heart and to do what's really important for you. But what else might stop you? A bit like the other day, I can do all of that, Caroline, but what else is stopping me? So the other big thing that stops us will be a lack of confidence or a lack of self-worth. Mentioned this before. Confidence is a big thing that people come to coaching for, to grow their confidence. And a lack of confidence and a lack of self-worth means we don't always value our own opinion and our own voice. So some real watch outs in there are when a language, and we're going to cover language tomorrow, and I'm going to cover a few fantastic tips for growing your confidence, your own self-worth, just through the power of language. But coming back today, what are the watch outs? And you can watch out for this now. So watch out for when you say, I ought to be doing something or I should be doing something. So when you hear those things, you can recognize in yourself, or at least challenge yourself, those might not be the things that you want to do. They're what somebody else believes and what somebody else wants to do. So that's some tips for today, some watch outs for that language, because that's quite often not your true values. And you can ask yourself, what do I really believe? And tomorrow I'm going to work on helping you just to use language more powerfully to help you build your own confidence and your own self-worth. So it's quite a short session today. It's about conformity. It's been about recognizing that sometimes, because of social influence and our desire to fit in and be well liked by others and groups and society, we do things that are not in line with what we truly believe. And as I said, that's often a fear of rejection that drives that, a fear of being left out, but it's also this lack of confidence, a lack of self-worth and a lack of belief in our own voice and how much your own voice really matters. And asking yourself, whose voice is it most important to listen to? It's making me laugh a little bit because you're obviously listening to me, but you're just listening to me raising your awareness. And I'm asking you to look for and listen to your own voice and what's most important to you in life. And that's about it for today. And I really look forward to tomorrow. One of my favourite subjects, language, the power of language, just a tiny shift in some words can change your whole day, never mind your whole life. So thank you for coming in. There's quite a lot of people there live today, so thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.